We are grateful that there was a swift resolution in this case. It may have been painful because of the number of pretrials, but most importantly, there are no winners. Even though we avoided the death penalty in this case, which was our primary goal, we were able to convince the prosecutor not to pursue that for a variety of reasons, and they concurred with us. And once that was off the table, then it was a decision to accept, obviously, the life without parole, as well as the minimum of 1,000 years to life. Look, he only has one life, so it doesn't matter the number of years. It was understandable to us that he never appears before the parole board, because ultimately what happens, like in the Charles Manson situation, years and years go by, the laws change, and the person has the opportunity to appear before the board, and it's ridiculous. And that's all it does is re-victimize people. Now, I'm a defense attorney, and my goal obviously is to get the best deal done for my client. But we certainly understood it, and my client understood that, and the last thing he wanted to do was re-victimize these women who he actually had some relationship with, despite how it started and despite the psychological impact of the relationship. But he did not want to re-victimize that, and that ultimately led to acceptance of responsibility as well as what the sentence will be. Under the circumstances, it's unfathomable for all of us who don't engage in this sort of conduct and who don't have the mental difficulties that he has, and I'm not providing it as an excuse whatsoever, but he did and does love that child. And the child didn't know differently, and it's unfortunate that she didn't have the freedom of any little girl should have and have friends. It's unbelievably sad. But from his perspective, it's still his daughter, and he would still love to be able to have some relationship with her. Whether or not that's likely, who knows, but I think that over time, I think that decision will be up to her as to whether or not she ever wants to see her father. It will not be up to him, but it will be up to her. It's just a shame what's going on overall over the last couple of years with Sol and now Mr. Castro and the allegations against Madison. And, that's certainly not a reflection of this great city. And I hope that everybody here understands we do have a great city, and there are a lot of sick people out there. And we can only hope that somehow people get help. I don't know, if that's a realistic viewpoint or not, but I'm a citizen of this community, and it disturbs me as well. But if I have to represent someone, I do it to the best of my ability. The Constitution requires that people have representation, and so that's why I get involved in these cases. But ultimately, I hope that the city can just simply recover and move on.